All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Top 8 for TAWS 145. I am joined by Bob Keys, one of our newer commentators, and it has been a bit of an interesting tournament so far. We've had a couple interesting matches with a couple second round sweeps, but other than that, we are ready to get things going with our first match being I believe it will be Wappa versus Yosito. I'm going to make sure that they are going to join the room. Alexandra Ruby, who is Fluffa, versus Yosito. Alexandra running a 19326 TR at 70 APM, playing at 1.75 pieces per second. That is about average stats for an SS player, and it looks like that they can really capitalize on their on their on their speed to make sure that they can get the points against Yosito. Yosito is running a 17884 TR at 66 APM while playing at 1.98 pieces per second. So they do have the general speed advantage over Alex, and that can be used to outspeed. you see if both players want to take the warm-up, we'll go straight into the first top 8 match. Alex is opting in for warm-up, in which there will be one. Just waiting for a response from the CISO right now. Both players are opting in for a warm-up, and we will be ready to go. We're starting off with SCC. Finds the PC, almost made into a Tetris PC as Yosito is slowly climbing up the board. Has well open. And one dependency blocked. There's a small hole, and Alex was able to get the point for warm-up. As we get into the main match, both players are ready to go. We'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Yosito going with C-spin. Alex starting off with a PCO. Getting some all spins in. Finds a CSC. Miss drops another T. But it doesn't affect him too much. Getting some good points. Getting some good garbage in. With a bit of a combo. Yosito with a well open for a Tetris and a TSC. Takes the Tetris but not the TSC. Sets up the overhang but can't get, suspends it. With the 16th spike donation. So playing with a really clean board right now, as Alex trying to get through the T's. People taking the first point. Yosito getting some good garbage going. But Alex finds a good stride going and gets a way to capitalize on Yosito to take their first point. Alex taking point number 2. Both players at the middle of the board. Yosito with the surge going breaks it at 6, and that surge is enough to take down Alex, and we've got a tie game.
Yosito having a small misdrop problem. But fixing it pretty well and pretty quickly. Alright, both players now with pretty good access to clean garbage. And
taking
Yosito
point
takes
number 3. Yosito finding the down stack. Has to skim through a bit of ease. Well, Alex finds the well and can't exactly get much done with it. Yosito playing with a very clean board right now. Misdrops one eye but gets the other. Alex in a bit of trouble here at the top of the board. Yosito sends a bit more garbage, and that is enough to take point number 4 over Alex. Alex playing a 3 pieces per second SDPC, finds the Tetris PC to get a DPC. Starts to slow down a bit.
Yosito with a really clean board, and I think that's game, yeah.
And that is game. That was a good match because Yosito was finding ways to maintain a clean board and to also keep it going against Alex, who is playing a higher piece per second and still managed to get the win. At one point, almost doubling the opener speed. GG's to both players, and congrats to Yosito for moving on. And for our next match, we have Gnome and Nine Wizard. Both players we've seen a lot in previous TAWS, as Gnome is sitting at 19,126 PR, playing at 2 pieces per second with a 71 APM. And they can play a very strong game as well. This is at 18,425, but also playing at a very slow, in my opinion, 1.27 pieces per second. And they're playing at 50, while attacking at 54 APM. So this one can be a battle of speed over pluck. Both players are asking for a warm-up. And they are ready. Both players are ready. Gnome playing the waiting game, as I was taking some time to get the match started.
Nine Wizard is probably waiting for the clean garbage.
Gnome finding the color clear. Wizard was struggling a little bit with their opener and couldn't exactly find anything. To get it going.
Nine Wizard playing a bit of all spin. Oh, that's 1-0 to Gnome. Both players with a clean board, and Gnome finding a down stack. Accessing this really big well. Nine Wizard dying because of a waste eye, I think. In my opinion, Nine Wizard has a chance at taking this one, but he's getting a lot of cheese right now, and he needs to downstack it really quickly. That's point number 4 for Gnome. Nine Wizards gotta cycle through that queue to get back to the eyepiece, so he can downstack back to safety. And he's going for a TST now. And that should be okay. Nine Wizard getting back to a pretty clean board and leaving Gnome with a lot of cheese. But Gnome is really close to that well, but Nine Wizard just kills him with a downstack combo. Nine Wizard with a really clean, really good potential for damage. That's 5-0 for, no, that's not 5-0. Yeah, hang on everyone, I'm just checking a challenge right now. Alright, so now we have Kifty versus Bad OK. Both players are S+, and I think Alright, so let's talk about Bad OK first. We've got Bad OK playing at 60 APM right now. And Bad OK used to, sure I should say this on stream actually. Never mind. And 2.3 PPS, I think that's like relatively fast for S+. Alright, so we've got warm-up right now, and both players are doing stride. With Kifty doing a 9-0 and Bad OK doing a 6-3. They've both got really clean boards, but I think Kifty has just really blocked well. And Bad OK dying to the cheese. And Kifty takes the warm-up. They're both playing really fast, I think. Alright, match is starting for both players. And they're both going stride again, with Bad OK doing 6-3 and Kifty doing 9-0. He needs to cycle through for that eyepiece. And Bad OK having a not very clean board. I'm sure they can work through that quickly. And Bad OK's back to 6-3, sorry. Alright, Bad OK working back down to the bottom half of the board. But Kifty with a really big well and high potential for damage. But blocking it. Oh, nope, never mind. And Bad OK takes the first point. And Kifty dies to 3 quads because they didn't have an eyepiece. Bad OK with 1-8, and but she downstacks and reaches back to the well. But Kifty takes her first point from a downstack combo. I think this match is pretty interesting because, like, normally when I play Tetra League, I basically only see opener mains. So it's really refreshing to see 2 Striders battling it out. Both players are playing at around 2 PPS. And, oh. Bad OK with the 9-0. Bad OK at 3 back-to-back. And breaks the surge. But she's got a really unclean board right now. Kifty with a really big misdrop, but Bad OK having a really cheesy board. Both players trying to downstack their way back into clean. And Bad OK now with a stable 9-0. And that's 3-1 to Bad OK. Both players on 6-3 right now. Alright, Kifty has a pretty clean board now. And Bad OK just misdropped really badly. So I think that's, yeah, the quad does it. And Kifty takes her second point. It's now 3-2 to Bad OK. Bad OK with a misdrop, and Kifty with a stable 9-0 right now. Alright, both players now working in 9-0. Right now, Bad OK has the cleaner board, but Kifty's working to downstack it quite quickly. Alright, now Bad OK has a slightly cheesy board, and she's got downstack really. Alright, that's 4-2 to Bad OK. Kifty's playing pretty well despite having said that. She's got a bit of nerves right now with a really shaky hand, but and that's game to Bad OK because of a failed downstack. Right, next up we have Crispy Bacon versus Riley. Now, Crispy Bacon plays at 1.14 PPS, so he's playing quite slowly, and he's a plunker. Not like the British context, but yeah. And he might be able to counter the stick spin that Riley's been using. Alright, both players are wanting a warm-up right now. Riley using center 4 wide to the warm-up. But, he kind of fails it. And now he has a bit of downstacking to do to get back to a clean board. Crispy Bacon with 2-7 stacking. And a TST. There's a pretty big PPS difference between Crispy Bacon and Riley. Both players with TKI. But Riley's sending first, so Crispy Bacon's got some material to work with. Crispy Bacon finds the down stack and is now at a really high position, but it's workable. Alright, Riley now doing S. Wait, what? Alright, Riley now using their main opener. Riley's got a really unclean board right now, but Crispy Bacon hasn't got a lot of material to work with. And Riley takes his second point against Crispy Bacon. Alright, Crispy Bacon with a pretty clean board, and I think he might be able to just downstack and then take the point. Alright, there's Riley uses PCO. Both players using PCO actually. And then Crispy Bacon's got a nice well over there. And combos to finish Riley. They're now at 2-2. Riley misdropping the DT cannon. And now Crispy Bacon's got a huge advantage. Which Riley has to really downstack for it. Alright, Crispy Bacon with a little all spin. And a pretty clean board now. Alright, Riley just decides to upstack to do a 9-0 stacking, but Crispy Bacon just maintaining a really clean board, and alright, Crispy Bacon now really low on the board. And Riley is Riley has a big well to work with now. Riley opting to upstack again instead of downstacking to safety. Alright, now it's 4-2 to Crispy Bacon. Alright, Riley has to work really quickly, otherwise he might end up losing this set to Crispy Bacon. And now Riley has a big advantage over Crispy Bacon. But Riley loses because he fast enough. Alright, so now we have Alex versus Bad OK. So we have opener main versus Strider. I think this is gonna be an interesting match because they've both got like high damage output, I think. But it is Bad OK being at S plus versus Alex at SS, so we'll see. This Q is pretty good for both their playstyles, but Bad OK misdrops. Alright, Alex takes the warm-up. They both played at like similar PPS, but I think that's just because Bad OK misdropped in the first place. Both players waiting for each other's move. I think they're just waiting to cancel each other's attacks. Alright, Bad OK's really high up at the board, but she's got... No, he's... Wait, she's... Yeah. Alright, we have PC versus Stride. Alright, Bad OK has a really good board right now, and Alex has to work through a bit of cheese to get back to safety. "13 spike" from Bad OK. And it's now 1-1. Alex missed. Both players missed dropping. Alright, right now Bad OK has a pretty good board. Hopefully I don't commentators curse this, but nope. She takes the point. And it's now 2-1. Both players going Stride now. And they've both got good boards right now. Alright, now Bad OK has to downstack again to get back to safety. Alex finally being able to use an early O. Bad OK has a bit of cheese and slightly higher on the board. But Alex has a really cheesy board, while Bad OK is really low on their board. Alright, Alex finally works through all of that cheese. And it seems like the situation is reversed now, and Alex takes the point. It's 3-2 to him now. Alex with stick spin and Bad OK with 6-3 once again. Alright, now there's no early O this time, so Alex just reverts back to PC O. And that's game. Alright, now we have Bad OK versus 9 Wizard. Is it? Oh shit, Sugars. Sorry, Oh, now it's Crispy Bacon versus 9 Wizard. Everyone ignore what I just said before that. Now both players have like similar PPS. So I think their playstyles are gonna be pretty similar. Oh, I just realized that Crispy Bacon has a typo on their about me. Yeah. Yeah, as they say, they're both clunkers. And 9 Wizard denies the allegations, but yeah. Alright, both of them are playing PCO right now. With 9 Wizard doing all spin, I think. And Crispy Bacon doing a TST tower. That's an option. So Crispy Bacon attempts to... It doesn't work. And 9 Wizard takes warm up. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that. Alright, now Crispy Bacon with a slow TKI. And 9 Wizard doing a 15 spike from Allspin. Alright, now Crispy Bacon has a bit of cheese to work on. Oh. The down stack. And it works through it pretty quickly. And now 9 Wizard is at the top of his board. I think that might be the point. Alright, now Nine Wizard has to work to get back to down to a better board state. And Crispy Bacon's high on his board now, but he has a cleaner-ish board. And Nine Wizard dies to the spike. Alright, Nine Wizards got a good well, but he's one piece away from the eyepiece. And he dies to the surge. They're both back-to-back farming now. Nine Wizard has a really big upstack. And Crispy Bacon dies to a high board and a storm. No, not a storm surge, just a surge break. Yeah. Yeah, there's no sweep. $16 spike from 17 spike from Nine Wizard. And Crispy Bacon has to work quickly to get back down to safety again. Survival with a 12 spike. Alright, now Nine Wizard has a really good 9-0 board. And Crispy Bacon has... I mean, he has a good combo there, so... They're both pretty much on equal footing, but Nine Wizard loses the advantage, and... And down stacks to get 11 spike, which Crispy Bacon has to work with, and cancel. No, he accepts that. He accepts it, and then... And now they're both working to get back to the clean garbage. And now it's 3-2 to Crispy Bacon. Yeah. Nine Wizards is playing a lot faster right now. 5 back-to-back. 6 back-to-back. And he breaks the surge. And now it's 3-3. I nearly thought it was off center forward, but it's not. They both have clean garbage to work with. Crispy has the cleaner board right now, but Nine Wizards lower on his board, so now Crispy racing back to get low on the board. Or just waiting to cancel, I think. That worked. Alright, Nine Wizard has a 5-4 garbage well. If he can get back down to it. 10 spike does the job, and now it's match point to Nine Wizard. Nine Wizard builds the Imperial Cross. And Crispy Bacon's got a good 9-0 well right now. And Nine Wizards got a bit of cheese to work through. Crispy misdrops. And now he has to work through more cheese again. Nine Wizard has a really big well waiting for him. Alright, Nine Wizard has access to... He has a clean board now, and Crispy doesn't make it, so... The win is... Okay. Nine Wizard takes the match. Both players opting for a warm-up, and I think we're gonna get that now. Yosito with stick spin, while Gnome takes his signature DT cannon. A bit of eye dependency on Yosito's side. And Gnome takes... Alright, both players ready. Good luck to both. Alright, Yosito's unable to do the stick spins because of the late O, so he does MS2, I think. Yeah, they both have underscores at the end. Oh. Yeah, that's 1-0 to Yosito. I got distracted. Alright, Gnome with DT cannon while Yosito takes... I think he misdropped. Alright, Yosito misdrops and dies. Ugh. I think Yosito misholds, and I think he's just plagued by misdrop right now. He has a chance though. Late O again. Alright, Gnome has a somewhat unclean board. And I think Yosito's got a cleaner board. Both players trying to get back down to the clean garbage. Gnome takes his third point. I think Yosito misdropped his SDPC or stick spin. But either way, he's really high on the board right now. He's got a good 9-0 waiting for him though. (3-2) to Yosito. Am I saying that right, or is it? Alright, both players having a good clean garbage well waiting for them. Gnome with the 13 spike. Alright, Yosito has a cleaner board right now, but he doesn't have much material to work with other than the initial TSD. Alright, Gnome having somewhat unclean 9-0. Yosito with a big downstack combo, but it's not enough to get Gnome yet. Gnome cycling for the eyepiece. Alright, now it's pretty close. And both players, no, Gnome reaching the garbage well first. And takes another point. Yosito misdrops, and that's game. Alright, now we have Floppa versus 9 Wizard. We have, so basically we now have an All Spinner playing against an Opener Rain. From what I've seen, I think Alex has the speed advantage, but we'll see how this match goes. I'm missing out on predictions right now because this laptop can't run Tetrio and Twitch and Challenge and Discord at the same time. Alright, late O, so Alex goes for PCO. But misdrops the PC. Alex really upstacking instead of going back down and getting rid of the garbage hole. And it kind of works, but 9 wizards left with pretty clean damage potential right now. Alright, 9 wizard has a big garbage well waiting for him. While Alex has a bunch of cheese. But he gets 12. He gets 12 from a low combo there. I think the quad will do it, yeah. The quad finishes off Alex. And 9 wizard takes the warm-up. And now that I've seen Eka say, use a phone for Twitch, I'll probably do that. Because I want to gamble, but yeah. Don't gamble in real life. Both players. Yeah, Alex goes for the stick spin again. And a 25 spike, I think, finishes off 9 wizard. That's kind of terrifying. Alright, late O, so this is probably the PCO. Nope. That's DT cannon. Nine wizard with really nice garbage well waiting for him. Alex with a not so clean board, and it's 1-1. Alright, 9 Wizard with some clean garbage at the bottom. The combo finishes off Alex. SDPC extended from Alex. Spike. Nine Wizard abandoning the TST. Reason, but yeah. Alright, both players needing to upstack now. Or not, since 9 Wizard now gets free garbage. A free well. Now needing to downstack back to safety. Alright, both players are at relatively good points in the game. But Alex has a lot more garbage to deal with, and 9 Wizard takes his third point. Nine Wizard with 9-0 and a really clean garbage waiting for him. Alex has a really clean board too. And 9 Wizard is now in danger. I think the double quad combo takes out 9 Wizard. And so now it's 3-2. Alright, 9 Wizard has some really good garbage if he can downstack to it quick enough. Both players comboing at the same time. Alright, and now Alex having a bigger advantage over 9 Wizard. Barely surviving it with a quad. But it's not enough, and Alex takes his third point. That's some really clean garbage for Alex right now. And 9 Wizard dies to a combo again. Like, I saw the vision, but the pieces just weren't there yet. Alright, 9 Wizard breaks Surge to get a 16 spike and forces Alex all the way up to the top of the board. And now it's tiebreaker. Two eyes on ice spins. And a weird funny J spin. Alright, 9 Wizard has some really clean garbage and pretty good potential. Alright, 9 Wizards downstack combo and clean garbage ends Alex's run, and now nearly finals. Alright, now we have 9 Wizard versus Yosito. Talking about handling changes. Alright, so both players are S+. But there's a pretty big speed difference. Alright, both players ready for the first to 5 match. Oh no. That Nine Wizard's saying he needs a bit more time. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Alright, now Nine Wizards back. And both players are ready. Alright, now Nine Wizard has quite a bit of garbage to work through, but they're all pretty clean, so he might be able to get a pretty good combo out of it. Alright, Nine Wizard with advantage. So now it's 1-0 to 9 Wizard. Alright, Yosito now has a bit of garbage to work through. But 9 Wizard has a really clean board now. And also 5-4 stacking. Yosito has to quickly downstack to get back to safety. Because he upstacked there and it wasn't really safe. And he blocks the garbage hole, but he's back to relatively safe position now. Did I just curse that or something? Yosito dies too. Wait. Okay, mate. Sorry guys, my game just lagged. Okay, now 9 Wizard has quite a bit of clean that he can use. Both players with pretty similar board states now. Alright, Yosito's board is now a lot more cheesier than 9 Wizards. He's taking a bit of time to downstack it. But he finds the flow and now he's back to safety with 9 Wizard being very high on the board. Did I just jinx that? Anyway, 9 Wizard takes his 3rd point against Yosito. Yosito misdrops the stick spin. But he finds the downstack and now we're just waiting on 9 Wizard to get back to reaching the garbage hole. And there's no sweep now. Because Yosito just took a point against 9 Wizard. Two eyepieces in a row get Yosito to the top of the board. And now 9 Wizard is on 4-1. Wizard, 9 Wizard with a bit of a really clean board. And that's... He just has to downstack to reach the garbage again. But Yosito gets there first. Alright, Yosito building the STSD. Nine Wizard with a 1-8 hole. Or just... Oh, he takes the game. So now it's probably 9 Wizard versus Gnome. Yeah, this is grand finals now. I always find people from losers bracket getting to top, like, I always find them a bit insane because it's one thing to have a it's one thing to get to top, but it's another thing to just maintain a win streak like that. Because you've got a lot of pressure on you. Twitch is not working on my phone, so I can't do any predictions and I can't really see what's going on in stream right now. Alright, both players accepted the warm-up. Alright, 9 Wizard tanks the damage from the DT cannon. And now he has a lot of clean to work with. They both have a bit of cheese to work through on their board. But 9 Wizard gets a big downstack combo and forces Gnome even higher. Gnome now has a good 9-0 well, and this is going combo. Alright, here we go, Grand Finals. Lower on the board. With a lot of T's in their queue, but they're not able to utilize it to their full potential because there's no overhang. Alright, now Gnome board is slightly cheesier than 9 Wizards, and doesn't really have as much of a large will. Gnome gets through it though, and he's able to, despite being on top, at the very top of the board, he's able to find a downstack and get back to it. Alright, now 9 Wizard is going for the TST. Unfortunately, Gnome misdrops his eyepiece at the top of the board. Unfortunately, 9 Wizard has counter spiked Gnome's 12 spike and taken 2 points. Taken his second point, sorry. Gnome builds a little side 4 wide and is now left with a pretty good garbage hole to work with. And he pushes 9 Wizard all the way up to the top of the board. Unfortunately, Gnome misdrops his eyepiece again and gives Nine Wizard the 3rd point. Alright, Gnome is left with a 5-4 board and finishes off Nine Wizard. It's now 1-3 and there's no sweep. The sweep is prevented. Gnome really focusing on... He's playing at like 2.5 PPS. And it's really blow for blow right now. Gnome going for the TSD. Alright, now Gnome is trying to work down to the garbage well. And Nine Wizard is pretty low on his board, with very little in the way of his 9-0. And he breaks the surge and gets the 4th point against Gnome. Nine Wizard gets a lucky garbage well, but he's... Oh, never mind. He just did a 12 spike on him. Gnome defends against Nine Wizard with a combo. And he gets his 2nd point. Nine Wizard needs to downstack in order to get to safety, but he misdrops, and Gnome takes the point. Is Gnome going for Trinity? Oh wait, no, that's not, that's DT actually. Gnome with a really good 9-0 garbage well. Actually, both players with a really good 9-0 garbage well, but 9 Wizard isn't able to use it. And he misdrops the eyepiece. Alright, 9 Wizard with a 9-0 stack now. And Gnome trying to work his way back down. Sends a 17 spike, down stacking. That's a reversal. Alright, Gnome now being very low on the board. But 9 Wizard has a bigger garbage well. So he might be able to take the point. But it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, Gnome takes the point. Nine Wizard is somewhat unlucky with his garbage that he received. And Gnome takes another point. Nine Wizard misdrops. And I think that's another point. Oh, that's game actually. And that's TAWS 145's winner. be beginning for. Alright, Mr. Man gets 1 month of Tetro supporter, I think. That's for crispy bacon. Alright, and in a couple months, there's gonna be a tournament run by TAWS and Puzzle Kingdom GB. That's for Stride in Coventry. And it's gonna take place the weekend of 20th of March. And it's gonna be at Warwick Esports Center. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. And congrats to the winners of this tournament.